So today I'm going to represent the what I did, what I do research, and what I did everything about the research paper on the class, the ethical issue of Dr. Mercer. So here is my research. So it said, one second. This is my presentation. So about the introduction, I'm gonna do I did the Apple version, the API case. Okay, so one part of the discussion, the Hong Kong space toy producer VTech upgrade its service and term to put liability on consumers, alleging that any data consumers send or get when using the website mightn't be safe and could get intercepted and laid you by unauthorized individuals. This means that the VTech is moving with the liability. Thus, when there is a breach of the data or governmental request for obtaining client information, so the customers are liable for on the data with each server. On the other part of the discussion, the Microsoft agency is filing a legal case against the government of the United States over a policy permitting officials of the government into gaining access in files and emails of the clients without their consent. Oh yeah. In addition, Apple has a late experience criticism for their choice of safeguarding the privacy of its client by not offering FBI the way to unlock its iPhone of San Bernardino students. So the arguments of Apple were that in the event FBI unlocks one phone, it would establish a precedent for UD government, I mean the US government into accessing other mobile phone in the future. Eventually, regardless of the refusal of Apple to comply, FBI access the phone would let Apple debating whether the fraudster may be able to do the same. In the two scenarios, Apple and Microsoft make it known that they comprehend the importance put on the data confidentially by the US people. So here the about the Apple versus FBI case. So in 2015, the Wasn't, I don't know how to say his name, but RIWAJWAN for group, along with his pal TEHHFEEN and Malik began shooting indiscriminately and tried to denote a boom in a terror attack at Inland Regional Center, San Bernardino, California. This event led to 14 fatalities along with 22 severe injuries. Along there weren't clear motives behind the attack, so the government officer believed that Malik could have been IS, IS operators after discovering it spread a for ultimate stay on Facebook page on of Malik. The last shootout comprised 23 officials who sought 380 bonus with the concern of potential assistance to the attacks. With the aim of obtaining any leak and averting plan for more attacks, FBI totally emphasized on accessing content of the iPhone of the Facebook, but Apple declined. So they declined, which result in a top legal struggle. What been done by FBI may be termed as utilizing publicity along with the tier of terrorist attack for violent sentiment for highly aggressive investigative methods where Apple is taking advantage of this opportunity for challenging the Roman overtures. So to help ensure that the FBI is able to access data on iPhone of the victim, the FBI went to the court to obtain an order to compel Apple to allow access. According to NICE 2018, the judge requests Apple to offer reasonable technical help to API, which will need a company to update the system with disable the iPhone following the 10 unsuccessful payment. 10 unsuccessful password attempts. After this element kicked in, on information on the iPhone is inaccessible. But Apple refused to accept the API. So that means API, like about Apple privacy and security. So that means API, you go to the code and then put this example for me, please, and then we move on of the information of Apple. But they didn't agree that because money, right? And it's about Apple and API stands. Tim Cook showcased his worry in the public letter regarding making one-time use backdoor for data encryption and declined to yield to government pressure into compliance. So the cross decision opponent alleged this isn't different than controversial backdoor with API has been attempting to compel Apple alongside other corporations to build in the software. However, in this situation, is an after marketplace backdoor utilized selectively an iPhone being investigated by the government, especially Apple modified their software for ensuring that nobody will be capable of unlocking client phones and decrypting their more sensitive data. And Apple CEO termed that request of the government as asking the company to hack its own user, comprising millions of US native from complex hackers along with cyber criminals. The same designers who developed a strong encryption in the iPhone for protecting user will read instructions to weaken search control and make Apple client less secure. Oh yeah, that's a great point. And Apple contended that it broke a code for the operating system with minors the strong view of the company concerning consumer privacy and security. After Twitter being forked by Apple to alter its code, Apple will undermining its values as stand. That's great numerous legal issues. Apple went somewhat far by stating that their software had a viewpoint. So, in the event that they lose if the case at hand, the company said it will be compelled into changing its code along with corporate messages. Then, according to FBI, said that request is possible. However, the software required be made by Apple since it had the appropriate security credential for pushing the new software to force. But according to the Tim Cook, in malicious hands, the software which doesn't exist recently, we have the possibility of unlocking on phone in somebody's physical possession. FBI claimed that this tool would only be utilized one on the phone. However, this may be untrue. So once developed, the method will be employed over and over. In the real world, it will be equal to a master key that can open millions of locks. And then here my talk and reaction about my finding and the importance of the topic today, technological work. Regarding the Ruben case, I believe that the API correction of Apple was not great move. Yeah, right. Me too. Yeah, right. Because every company is supposed to protect the privacy of its clients, right? Yeah, that's true. If I use the iPhone, that it has to be so protect my phone, no matter what. Apple have a written code of ethics which it wouldn't like to go against by giving access to consumers' sensitive data. By doing so, it will be putting the private information of its millions of customer worldwide, and when the customer data is compromised, and is it Apple that they will face the price by the law and by the same government and will function is to give it access to customer information. Having said this, data protecting and security is very important topic today. To today technological work. Company have to ensure security for their information and that of their customer because data security helps to avoid that data breach, minimize risk of information exposure, and also for legal compliance purpose. In any company, the role of data security involves ensuring continuous and safe use of confidential information, which reducing exposure risk. In the case of Apple, it would have really given API access to its iPhone data. The consumer would have been discharged. Yeah, that's true because we feel not safe when giving something to the API and prevent the government. So that's it on my research, and then the presentation could be longer. So thank you so much for listening.